Okay, you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So, if you are not new here, it's a bit of a different situation. I usually film during the daytime because I'm awful at lighting, and natural lighting is just a lot easier to work with, but I would really wanted to film tonight, so this is the best I could come up with. You know what? I'm gonna get out of my head for this one and just get into the video because I feel like you guys probably don't really care about the lighting. You just want to get into the video, so let's do that. You know, on my channel that we talk a lot about family vloggers. And I kind of feel like, and I have felt like for a while, that within that conversation, something that gets lost a lot is other types of accounts that maybe they don't vlog their life as much, or maybe not at all, but they still heavily exploit their kids. Their children are the bread and butter of their livelihood, and one of you actually recently suggested an account that I should look into, and I hadn't ever heard of the account, so my interest was already kind of piqued. Because something I also try to do on my channel is cover channels and accounts that don't really get talked about that much. They don't get the recognition that they deserve. So I hadn't heard of this account. I typed them in and they don't really get called out that much at all. And when I saw that this account has nearly 4 million subscribers on YouTube, almost 17 million on TikTok, and over 3 million on Instagram, I knew I had to cover this family account. Because when these family channels, these family TikTok accounts, when they're getting these type of views, follower counts, saves on videos, and it's all surrounding, in this case that we're talking about today, a 7 and a 3-year-old. We need to talk about it. It's absolutely sickening that in 2026, halfway through 2026, with all that we know, that we are still even having this conversation. So, without further ado, let's go call out some really truly awful parents. Okay, so the account that we are going to be talking about today is Brittikitty. They are on all of the social media platforms, and like I said, they have a huge following. It is a family of 4, mom and dad, Brittany and Mike, and their 2 daughters, 7-year-old Elle and 3-year-old V. You know that on here I do try my best not to say the kids' names, and so sometimes I get questions on what does that mean? Like, what does this letter mean? And it's the first letter of these kids' names. So they've been posting since 2019 when Elle was just a baby, and all they really seem to post are short form videos. But even with only doing short form content, they have been able to make a living off of what they do to their kids. And if you scroll through the comments on their videos, on their Instagram accounts, whatever, you'd almost think you are going crazy because everyone just thinks that these are the best parents in the world. But that's because, at least from what I read, I did my research, and it's because the mom, Brittany, will delete any comments that don't really fit her narrative of being this perfect, wholesome family. Which it's like, let's get this straight. So they can't handle a single ounce of criticism, yet they are completely okay with very strange, very even sexualized comments about their daughters. Makes no sense at all. Now, even though they do have 2 kids, it does seem like their oldest, Elle, is the one that really drives the views and is more of the star of their account. But with that being said, they are both equally exploited. That is important to keep in mind. I think it's just a case of, Elle was the first one born, the first one exploited, and just holds more of an emotional pull, I guess, with the audience. I do feel like that's something that we see a lot with family channels, family accounts, whatever you want to call them. Whoever the first kid is born and the first one that's, you know, brought into the content is always the one that is the more favored, I guess, with the audience. And one of the very first things that I noticed scrolling through their TikTok is that the kids are heavily fed lines. They're heavily told, it's very obvious, what to say, especially a lot of motivational quotes, sayings, um, which is strange since their audience is primarily made up of adults, and it's strange to me at least why an adult needs a 3-year-old or a 7-year-old hyping them up for the day. It's weird, but it's a thing.
Guess what? You're pouring.
Yes, you are. A little bit in my feels today. I hope you guys all have a good day. I gotta do a couple hours of work and then I'm heading to my fams. my fam jams. Have a good holiday.
I know. Brave stuff. So are you.
To invite me.
That kid makes my day.
It's obviously
So good.
economist.
So
Fuck you.
Have a good day.
If you do not have a good day after seeing that, you might as well go back to bed because that is triple scoop. Flippin' dippin'. Adorable. Oh.
And something that I always like to do when looking into an account is I like to go and see what their most viewed content is. And there usually is a theme. And to no one's surprise, one of their top viewed videos on TikTok with 38.4 million views is of Elle eating things. The thumbnail is of her mouth on a flower, and the video itself has, get this, 152,000 saves. 152,000. That's mind-blowing. Anytime that I see when I do these videos and I'm looking into the accounts and I look at these videos and how many saves they have and the kids are, doing certain things, my stomach churns because we know there is a correlation with the amount of saves and what the video is. And we are going to be talking about all of that here in the video, so just hang tight. Even though a lot of their content is pretty generic, even scripted, like I said, they will still slip in some really personal information about the kids. Like there was this one video about, I always get the two switched. Elle is the oldest, and Elle was sick, and they were just saying in the video she was sick for 8 days or whatever, and the video wraps up with Elle herself not only revealing her diagnosis, but thanking the audience.
Or is that just because you're hungry?
Hi, Grandma. Look what I got that I didn't like. Thank you so much for your prayers. I'm all better. I had celiac disease. That means I can't have gluten. But it's okay.
Children should not be filmed and monetized while at the hospital. Children's diagnoses should not be monetized. Not to mention, in this case, children should not have to memorize a script about their diagnosis in order to boost the channel. That this even needs to be said is crazy. But yeah, their content is a lot of more scripted, I would say, or staged moments that the parents try to come up with for social media to, I don't know, paint a certain picture, I guess, of their family. None of the content is organic, and a lot of people have noticed that. Like the kids, especially the oldest, always seems to be on and ready for the camera, as if she's been conditioned to perform for an audience, and that's because she has been. And the crazy thing is, it works. I mean, their views, the fact that they have grown their platform to the size that they have in a relatively short amount of time, considering that the oldest is only 7 and she started when she was around 1. It's crazy that there are people out there that actually buy this. And speaking of fans, something that I also noticed is that they have very passionate, weird Parasocial fans. So I can only imagine what my comment section is going to look like if any of them happen to find my video. I mean, bring it on. I love to see it. I love the engagement, and I love to hear people's, if they have something educated to say, especially like to justify all of this. But usually it's just that I'm a mean girl or a jealous bitch. But if you have something that's actually going to be insightful, bring it on. But for this next section of the video, especially if any of you are parents, but even if you're not a parent, I think you're going to think this is really weird. There's words I want to say, but I have to kind of censor myself. You know this. So I'm just, yeah, it's stomach churning. So I guess a handful of years ago or so, the Brittikitty account on TikTok was disabled for a bit, and I don't really know why. They were violating some type of rules. Eventually, the account was reinstated, so that part doesn't really even matter. But during this time, a lot of their fans came to their defense, and I found some of these videos. And it's very, not to sound redundant, but it's very weird. how many adults were genuinely upset about the fact that they no longer had access to at the time, toddler's TikTok account, which I think we need to let that sink in for a minute, just how strange, for lack of a better word, that is. Okay, so this was one of the videos that I found. Let's watch. So at first it says, this is the person, Benjamin, says, "This is beyond ridiculous. Somebody please tell me how this account was banned for community standards violations. Seriously, y'all share this. Maybe it will help them get their account back. Hashtag why, hashtag help, hashtag reinstate." Guys, I want you to watch this with me.
Anyone want to tell me why this precious one's account was banned to multiple community violations?
Just gonna pause that one real quick. I don't know where to begin. Let's let the video play through first.
When every video that was posted of Miss Brittikitty was a positive message, making people smile every day. Now, I've duetted a couple of her videos, and I've seen others duet some of her videos. So let's do our thing. Let's get this account back up, because this is ridiculous. We need more positivity on this platform, not something like this. What happened? Does anybody know? Let me know. And please share this. We got to get this back up.
When this man popped up and said, "This precious one," have you ever seen that video? Regardless of how you feel about Abby Lee Miller, but she is at one of the recitals and she's in her wheelchair and has someone comes up and confronts her and she just is sort of like, and she just reverses. That's what I wanted to do. Now I'm not saying, that this person, this man is a you know what. I'm not saying that. But I also think it is a fair question to ask why a full grown man in his 40s, early 50s, maybe, I don't know, is that invested in a toddler TikTok account. I need answers. And not just a toddler TikTok account, as he called it, this precious one. I'm sick. That made me sick. Right in plain sight. He's okay. He made this video and thinks that's normal. There isn't anybody in the comments calling this what it is, which is also scary. I mean, if this man was at a playground where L and V were at, and he went up to them and said, "You precious ones," and was being a weirdo, again, I have to censor myself. I wonder if Brittany and Mike would be okay with that. It's like because he's on TikTok, people like him are watching the videos, and we'll get into all of that. That's some sort of safety barrier. Now, I have another video I want to show you guys that I found of one of their very passionate male followers getting very upset about people making comments about the kids on these accounts. Let's watch.
Yeah, I think this goes without saying, but like faceless user 123, all these like dummy TikTok accounts that get made. Quick question. Why are you bullying babies? Seriously, the amount of people that I've seen just say the most disgusting, despicable things about like babies on this app. What? Like, for real, what do you people have against babies? What did babies ever do to you? If you were to look at my favorites right now, half of them are Lily and Franklin. Because they're both adorable, and I don't hate babies. So thank you, TikTok. Thank you for letting people who hate babies have a voice on this app. What's wrong with you? They're babies.
What's wrong with you, sir? What is wrong with you? Because right there, we just watched a man in his at least 20s or 30s, I would say, admit that over half of his favorited videos on TikTok are of Elle and of another child. I don't know who the other child was. Over half of his videos because he thinks that babies are cute. First of all, my theory is that I don't think people are bullying. I don't think that's what he was actually referring to. I don't think people were bullying these babies, toddlers. They were actually toddlers. Likely what this man, if you want to call him that, was referring to was people like me. People calling this what it is, child exploitation. People like me, comments that call it out, threaten him. They threaten the video. They threaten the chance that these accounts could be taken down. And it's accounts and content, children that he enjoys watching. These videos that I very quickly found, and there were more, should scare anyone who's on the fence. If you got this point of my video and you were ever on the fence of should kids be put on the internet or not, that should scare you straight. Something else that I saw while doing my research, actually, first to back it up, something that I've noticed that some, not all by any means, that some family vloggers, they do have a boundary. I've heard, coming off the top of my head, Abby Herbert said that if people ask to take pictures with their kids, they say, no, you can take a picture with me or with my husband, but not with our kids. Like, that's their boundary. And it's crazy that I'm even like giving her a pat on the back for that. Like, that's how low the bar is, because that should be the standard. It's not, though. And apparently with Brittany and Mike, it is definitely not a boundary that they have in place for their kids. Because again, just doing I wasn't even looking for this. It just came up when I was typing them in, typing this account in. I found this picture of a woman who was at Petco and she ran into this family. She asked to take a picture with the oldest daughter. Let me read you the caption. Because again, this really shows how parasocial these adults are who follow this account. So this person says, L, explanation points, again, the girl's name. It was such an honor to meet you. I watch your videos every day. And the love you have for nature in this world continues to and give me happiness every day. What a small world seeing you at blank. I'm going to blur that out just because I'm assuming it's local to where they live. Petco. Continue to be you. This world is blessed to have your sweet, smiling, self-loving every step of it. Now, there's nothing cute about that. There is nothing positive to say about that. It's weird. It's very weird. But something with that picture, did you notice that Mike, the dad, or Brittany, the mom, were not in the picture? They must have been the one taking it. Like, at least with Abby Herbert or some of these other influencer parents, they have a presence on social media that people want a picture with them, not just their kids. But with Brittikitty, the accounts are 100% the kids. I don't see really the dad at all in it. And Brittany will pop her head in here or there, but the account is the kids. Again, we need to imagine that we are at the pet store with our kids and a random stranger comes up and asks to take a picture with them and then writes a caption like that. Imagine being that child in the situation. Again, I have said this before in a video, but we as a society have always taught our kids, do not talk to strangers. Stranger danger. But it seems like with family vloggers and these influencer kids, their parents, those rules just do not apply. And it's because strangers are what support the lifestyle. And so the kids have no choice but to interact with these people that they do not know. But it's people who know them, and it's people who have parasocial relationships with them. And the kids have to just smile and wave and be pleasant and take pictures with these people. It's sick and it's horrible, horrible parenting.
Hey, parasocial relationships are unhealthy. I don't give a pair of This is my best friend. This is my best friend.
That they think this is okay, these parents think that this is okay, and they're conditioning their kids to think that this is okay, that this is normal behavior, is wrong. and it is potentially setting these kids up for very dangerous situations down the road. Something that a lot of these accounts get is creepy comments, and usually it's on videos that cater to the people leaving creepy comments. And so, with that said, I wanted to show you a video that I found on TikTok from an account called House Drama. They did such a wonderful job compiling all of these evidence, all of these receipts. So credit where credit is due. Watch this.
Someone mentioned this family channel in my comment section, and boy, let's just go through it. So I want to address this pizza video first because this is actually sick. They filmed their little daughter saying the P word, and there's comments like this on it. And then we have another comment saying, I like the one with pizza. I have that video saved. Wonder why. Here's another comment under that video of somebody saying, I want the child. Disgusting comment right here saying edge. And this sicko saying pizza, pizza, and then with the smiling devil emoji, penis. She has videos of whipped cream on her daughter's face, and we have men under the comment section saying, she's not wasting it, good girl. We have grown people thirsting over this child. Of course, we have the sucking of the popsicles with 16,000 saves. We have the whipped cream on the face, 68,000 saves. This account right here follows baby accounts. They post babies, and then they post this comment saying, oh my God. The mom also did an AI version of what her older daughter would look like as she grew up. Of course, the comments. People were begging them to do her other daughter as well. The AI video has 33,000 saves. Are you looking for a son-in-law to be? Hear me out. Here's this video with 200,000 saves. This is a fan account of one of the little girls. And here's a comment saying, look at the type, I'm going crazy. Here's another account that says, my most favorite girl in the whole world. I mean, this one speaks for itself, 110,000 saves. And as you guessed it, on that video, somebody said, hear me out. When she grows up, she will look amazing. This one is actually so gross. It's a direct crotch shot with 224,000 saves on it. Here's the pizza video again, and just all of these comments are from grown-ass men.
It's always rather fascinating to me that these parents will delete any comments calling out their parenting, but they will leave up comments like what we saw that are sexualizing their kids. And what's also interesting about this is that the woman who made this video we just watched made a follow-up saying that none of her videos had ever been flagged. But that video very quickly after being posted was flagged and taken down for bullying and harassment. But she was able to counter it on TikTok, and TikTok found that, of course, there was no bullying or harassment going on whatsoever. And like how that freak of a man a few minutes ago thought that babies were getting harassed, when in reality, what's actually happening is it's actually comments from people with a sound mind calling out these families for what they are doing to their kids. And speaking of all the saves that videos get with kids in it, we talked about a little bit earlier. This account has a lot of different videos that have so many saves. Like we said, that one video had 150,000. Anyone who thinks that it's just 152,000 innocent people just saving cute videos of kids is wrong. With AI and other other things, we know what's actually going on with a lot of it.
Hey, 1.2 million kids' photos were turned into AI-generated exploitation material in a single year. I'm Perry, cybersecure dad. I know you've heard this before, but we need to stop posting our kids online. Here's why. UNICEF, Interpol, and ECPAT just released the numbers. In some countries, it's as high as 1 in every 25 children. That's 1 kid per classroom. And here's the part that should stop every parent cold. The faces being used aren't stolen from anywhere shady. No dark web, no hacked accounts. They're pulled straight from social media. Birthday parties, first day of school, soccer pictures, dance recitals, beach trips, you name it. The exact kind of content parents post every single day with pride, with love, with zero idea what's happening on the other side of that screenshot. A photo and a free app. That's the entire process. Anyone, anywhere in the world can take a public photo of your child and generate something unspeakable in under a minute. No technical skill required.
And it's wild. That guy said, even regular non-influencer people who just share family photos, even those get used. So imagine an account like Brittikitty. Wouldn't you think that would just be a total smorgasbord for predators? And something else that guy also said was that a lot of these parents have no idea when they upload a picture from vacation of their kids at the beach or, whatever. They have no idea what these images and videos are being used for. But the sick and disturbing thing is these influencer parents know exactly what's going on. Mike and Brittany do know. They are handing their kids up on silver platters to predators to go and make horrific AI generated images and videos of their children. Their children that they are supposed to be protecting, when in reality, they are doing the exact opposite. It disgusts me. Parents like Brittany and Mike disgust me, and they should disgust everyone. The income that they make from pimping out their kids, and make no mistake, that is exactly what they're doing. Yeah, that money is more important than their children's privacy, safety, autonomy, all of it. And I want you guys to check out this video. I've definitely posted it a time or two, and it's because it is just so worth watching. And it's actually where I even got the idea to say pimping, because someone far more knowledgeable on the subject than myself worded it that way. And it's harsh, but it is meant to be harsh. It needs to be harsh because it's true and it is downright despicable that these parents know about it and they continue to do it.
Okay, I'm through being nice. They don't give grades to parents, but if this is your child, you fail. I'm sure mom and dad thought this was just the cutest thing ever and they were creating the next big internet sensation. That probably didn't happen, but here's what I can guarantee you did happen. First, this video has been downloaded and saved millions of times by pedophiles around the world. At least one of those perverts is tech savvy enough to have made an AI-generated porn video featuring this little girl's likeness, and it's getting shared thousands of times a day throughout their secret community. Lastly, there's a child sex trafficker somewhere out there doing everything he can to find this child and see if an abduction might be possible. If you think I'm making any of this up or overstating it for dramatic purposes, you don't understand what happens on the dark web, and you don't understand the depths of depravity of the child sexual who hang out there. Bottom line, moms and dads, stop your kids out for your own desperate need for attention.
Please go check out his TikTok account, Steve. I mean, he is just a wealth of knowledge. He has so many different topics, and I really do enjoy when he posts a new video. So definitely go check him out. But anyway, I do feel like this was a bit heavier of a video, and that was on purpose. Because something I noticed a lot in their comment sections was so many people talking about how wholesome this family is and how nobody should be talking about the parents negatively. Because if they do, that means that they have it all wrong because this family is so sweet and so innocent. And so I really wanted to challenge that narrative about what these parents are actually doing with their kids. Because when you actually break it down, there is nothing sweet, there is nothing wholesome, there is nothing innocent about this content. Whether it's the fact that these kids are always on and ready to perform, well, that doesn't come naturally. Not video after video, thousands of posts and videos later, there is nothing natural about it. And so right there begs the question of, how do they get their kids to become mini performers? We could definitely go down that rabbit hole. I saw some things in discussion threads of people who had real life encounters with the parents, kind of how even the kids interact with the parents, but I don't want to share any of those details. It's out there if people want to look it up, but something that I really have learned on my channel is that I do really just want to put out information that is confirmed. I definitely have learned that through trial and error to not just put out things that I read, like to kind of be like, okay, can I confirm this? I can't confirm that. But what is confirmed and something that we don't have to wonder about or surmise is that predators are watching, downloading, and consuming this type of content. We do not know statistically how many, but I did a little math. I want to make sure I get this right because I did the calculations that even if 1% of their 16.6 million followers on TikTok, even if 1% of them was predators. What did I find? Obviously, it's going to be more than 1%, but for the sake of the argument, 1%. 166,000 people. That is beyond disturbing, and it should scare anyone, but especially these parents, especially Brittany and Mike. Like, how do you feel that even if we're really aiming low here, 1%, 166,000 predators are watching your children? There's nothing you can say to make that okay. Try. But to Brittany and Mike, it doesn't matter because it's a business. The kids are their employees. They have been conditioned to act this way on camera, to be okay with strangers interacting with them strangely in public. These kids have had their autonomy and their privacy all taken away from them, which again, there's nothing wholesome about that. I think it's time that more types of channels and accounts that use their kids get called out, not just the same ones over and over again. So, with that being said, definitely drop some recommendations below of, different family channels, family influencers, all of that kind of stuff that we don't really hear talked about that much for whatever reason. Because it's very surprising to me that Brittikitty, it's such a strange, such an annoying name, that Brittikitty account isn't really called out, yet they are as big as they are. But anyway, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, especially if you made it this far. Please share this video if you can so we can get the message out even further, especially to people who maybe are on the fence with this topic, with this subject. Because, I do have a lot of comments I get from people saying that videos like these have opened up their minds to the reality of what's going on and made them stop engaging, stop following these accounts. So you sharing, you liking, you commenting, it really does help help spread the message. So thank you. Thank you as always for being here. I hope I see you guys next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever day it is that I post this. Bye.